So I'm watching a video. It's a discussion, like a podcast type thing, of Nathan Reynolds and another guy. I'll put the link below because it's good. It's good information. I support both of them and everything that they're sharing. They have profound journeys, parts of which I share, as far as the satanic ritual abuse and having an animal altar and stuff like that. So they're discussing, the nature of demons and Nephilim and everything like that. And I've touched on it in previous videos. So these false gods, they're talking about Maat. Maat, originally in primordial religion, is the word for natural law, the principles that govern creation. And I'm just going to print it down below. I'm not going to go through the description again because it was inspired. The understanding was coming through me. And so to repeat it again in words will only corrupt what I was receiving as I typed the comment in response below his video. So I'm just going to copy and paste it below my video, how these false gods came into being. So you're going to have that down below in the description. I've already mentioned that's how the angels were corrupted. The disembodied spirits are different. That's the Nephilim, because spirits are immortal. They just are immortal. They got their immortality from the angelic beings because they were AI type beings that were outfitted to not expire. Yahuwah can destroy them. Like El Shaddai, stop. He put limits on it. But he has a purpose that they're serving right now. And I'm not questioning it. I already understand it. I'm not going through it again. So, disembodied spirits, they can, do the same thing just as any spirit. We have wizards and witches throughout the ages that have separated their spirit from their body, hence mummies. They can imprison spirits and consciousness in a body by mummifying it, or they can preserve the body as an anchor for their spirit on earth until they find a different body to inhabit. Then they go from body to body to body to body to body to body through the generations. And those are the ones that experience reincarnation by possessing, it used to be they would just get the child's consciousness familiarized with it until the child hit puberty, and then they would, during the stress and angst of puberty, the disassociation between child and pubescent young person, they'd slip in and consume the identity. Now it's just the trauma with, injections at birth, C-section births instead of, the ecstatic, orgasmic, natural childbirth that I can testify to. Not an ounce of pain in that push, and it was only one push, and it was one great mighty war as my body separated to make room for this beautiful being to come in. I became an energetic portal and then resumed my physical form is basically what happened. I disappeared. I didn't see anything. I went blind at that moment of that push, that mighty roar, and expanded, and then poof, there's the child, and I'm popping up on the table going, can I do that again? Yeah, of course, they're like, shh, you can scare the other women. Oh, it's crazy. So, with all that energy, all that spirit, that portal just that bright, ain't nothing going to get in that child. But the C-section, they're putting you under. You can't be a channel for that consciousness. And then there's the tearing out, the cutting apart, the disassociating going on. If you have a child born with autism, you have a child born with Down syndrome, and the doctors like say, oh, you're going to have, their predictions are because they are wizards. They're pharmacia. They are magicians. The spirits in them say, this one is going to suffer from Down syndrome because we have placed one of ours in it. This is how this happens. This is how this happens. Like, this is Holy Spirit. Ruach Kodesh. HaKodesh. Who is here sending, or has sent this for me to share with you right now. Wow. Okay. Now I know how to handle this, because things just start coming through me and I start spouting them, and I'm just like, whoa, like, okay, now I'm letting you know, this is not my normal state of being. I don't have this information. This is not an experience. I haven't learned this through any experience. This is just coming to me now. This is how this happens. Other than the getting them used to it when they openly brag about it in the Crimson Circle. Go there, look up Tobias, become Sam I Am, and the whole story they tell you from the beginning to the end, how he possessed somebody, and then years later, after the seed that they planted in the boy expired and thus he died, and Tabawa got his perfect last incarnation on earth before they were going to be prevented from ever doing it again. Now I know that's why he was like, oh, it's my last incarnation. They just so gracefully and, casual, as if this is nothing. It's just my choice. It's my free choice. That's the end of his freaking story. That's why, because Yahuwah's coming back and like, dear sir, way back then when you were associated with my people Israel, you got into witchcraft, you separated your spirit from your soul, bad, and you went and used yourself to corrupt human beings all through Atlantis and all those other places. That smells of these spirits that disembodied, like Nephilim, and humans who do that too. So that's how that happens. And my response down below, which includes exactly how principles, laws, and spirits that contain and enact these laws, angels, spirits of nature, how they become false gods against Yahuwah. Like, it's down, like how they develop the persona, how they get bodies, down below, and then a link to the video that prompted this understanding coming through. So, all there, description, what you need to know. This video, me talking, is just to point out the important information.